If you're walking, stand still. If you're lying down, just sit up a bit. And if you're taking tea, just place it down slowly so that it doesn't burn you. And if you're seated, just cross your legs on top of the table, because this message is for you. This is Tea Chat. Has it ever occurred to you to just walk up to your parents, either your mom or your dad, and tell them, you know what, I'm stressed. You know what, 1, 2, and 3 is going on in my life that is really causing my psychological health? Or have you ever calculated the words you're going to say? But instantly, your thoughts just drift off and you start thinking about how you're going to jump off a cliff, or how you're going to go to the kitchen and get the nearest sharp object and just put an end to it. But that is where we go wrong. And I think we need to address this thing from the root, where the assumptions of older people and elder people in this time and generation is that young people are not allowed to be mentally ill. Why are you struggling? Why do you have mental health issues? Are you paying bills? Do you have children to think about? All you have to do is just read, think about your bio, your chemistry, your math, and Kiswahili, and everything will automatically work out for you. But this is a very wrong assumption. And why am I saying this? We've seen so many cases of young people committing suicide. The next day you hear about a young person stabbing themselves to death, or someone just throwing themselves off a cliff. And we get to wonder, why is this happening to our young, vibrant generation? People out here, young kids, young teenagers are suffering from mental health illnesses, and it's high time we as young people address this issue. The buck stops with you and I.
Mental health is something that has been discussion for a very long time, and sometimes we associate it with older guys and thinking perhaps their state of their mind is not in order. But I also believe, and I'm convinced, also teenagers struggle with the whole idea of mental health. They are going through difficult times. They are facing all manner of things that even the same thing that the older guys are facing. They are facing peer pressure, to become who they are not, and the reality of this life. Their parents perhaps don't have what it takes to take care of them. And there's so many other struggles. They make every young person just feel that their mind are overstretched, because perhaps they're overthinking. They're thinking, how will their tomorrow be? And all manner of things. And so it is right to say that teenagers actually do struggle with the whole idea of mental health. And so the bigger question is, how do they get their mind stable? How do you get your mind in a healthy and a perfect way? So many ways. And I believe one of the things to get your mind in a more stable way is perhaps stop to overthink on those things that are beyond you, and just accept things the way they are and trust God for the grace to be able just to go through and make fine. Just be happy. Be in a happy, stable mind every time. That gives you that peace.
If you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. You know, when you wake up with a headache, you cannot assume that it will go away. No. The same way, when you wake up and you feel you're too low, or you've been too low, or you've been in a bad place for a while, it's okay to seek help. Seek help and take care of you.
According to World Health Organization, mental health is a psychological state of well-being. And what is psychology? So psychology comes from two words, psych, which means mind, and logy, which means knowledge. So it means it's a study of mind. And we do believe that mind conditions a lot of things, including behavior. So what would I say to someone who has mental health and who has a trait of suicidal in his life? So the first thing is, this person has to analyze himself from the scale of 1 to 10, the rate of pain that flows in him. And if it is 8 or to 10, this person needs to get an immediate attention. That means this person needs to open up because there's a lot of things going inside his heart. So the first thing that this person has to do, he needs to speak to someone. You need to tell someone how you feel. Now the problem of a lot of people, they don't open up to people, so they die alone. There are a lot of things that are boiling in their hearts and they don't speak out. So I would advise you to look for someone that you really trust and open up. Speak. The way you talk it out is the more you reduce the pain and pressure that is in your life. Then the second thing is, imagine how many things do you have in you that you want to see them coming to pass. It means the vision, the dreams that you have. Would you want to waste all of those dreams just by killing yourself? So the best thing you can do to yourself is thinking about the dreams. I know some of you have bigger dreams as teens. You want to be presidents, you want to be business people. You have a lot of dreams to achieve. So will you waste them by just killing yourself? So the more you remind yourself of the dreams that you have, then the idea of you killing yourself will be suppressed. And the last thing that I would suggest is, I want you to weigh down that, do you really want to proceed with the relationship that you have? Because sometimes the urge of forcing yourself to stay in the relationship that you have might keep on adding to the pain that you have. So I want you to weigh down, do you still want to stay in that relationship? If yes, then you need to be intentional in working out that relationship, in working out the problem that you're going through. But if not, it's okay to take a break. It is okay. In fact, many people who are married right now, it's not that they got married to the first person or the first woman they met. So let me say, you have a life ahead of you. So it is a decision that you have to take.
We are expected to not have issues because we are young, because we don't have anything that we are going through, and because there's nothing that is pressuring us at our age. But that is not the case, because there are so many teenagers who are going through mental health, and some are not even aware of it, but some people are really diving in, and mental health should be taken more seriously. You should also be very careful with the environment that you pose around anyone, because you do not know what they're going through.
I believe teenagers are prone to mental illness, just like any other individual, any other adult. But what to do about this is to pay attention to our teenagers. I believe that they are prone because they don't necessarily have a voice. Now, is it the end of the road when you have mental illness? No, it is not. It is not either. It's not something to be stigmatized about. If a teenager has a mental issue or mental illness, it is a call for you to reach out to somebody or to your parents to make sure that you are able to seek help from a professional or from your friend or somebody who is able to spiritually mature or even mature in brain and age to guide you not to be afraid of talking about your problems. If you're a guy or a girl, you're able to talk to anybody about anything at any given time. You are not alone.
Now, if you've not taken home with you anything from the videos that you've just watched, don't worry, relax, I got you. So this is what I want you to remember. Number one, it is very okay not to be okay. Air out your worries, talk to someone about it. Number two, just because you're young, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to go through mental health issues. Don't let anyone lie to you. And number three, this is not the end of the road. If you're going through any mental health issue, if you're going through depression, you are not alone. So let us learn to exercise the act of just talking and airing out what is burdening our hearts. Seek special help if that is what you feel you need. But even as you seek special help, remember that Jesus is close by. Jesus is very near, and all you need to do is call upon him and lie close to his bosom. For the Bible tells us that, "Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest." And the very same Bible in Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, it tells us not to be anxious about anything, but by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let us make our requests known to God. Remember, do not stress yourself about things that you cannot change. That has already happened. Move on, for the future holds much more ahead for you. Thank you very much. This has been T-Chat. See you next week, same day, same time. Cheers.